Tee to Green is brought to you by Cleary Building Corp.
Welcome back to Tee to Green. I'm joined now by Joe Stadler, Executive Director of the Wisconsin PGA. Unique year in Wisconsin, 2017. Hosting first ever U.S. Open at Erin Hills, year 2 of the AmFam Senior Championship at University Ridge. Could you have ever rolled the dice, given the fact that Vegas being what it is, could you have ever rolled the dice and think that something like this could happen in the same year?
No, it seems impractical. There's also the first ever LPGA Tour event going to Green Bay. So not only the 2 events, there's a third one. U.S. Open, when I started in '94, I don't think it was on anyone's radar screen.
You talk about the U.S. Open, then followed by the AmFam the very next week. Could attendance, now this will be Steve Stricker's first attempt at playing in his own tournament at University Ridge, but could attendance be affected by what's going to happen at Erin Hills the following week at University Ridge?
I think if Wisconsin wasn't golf crazy and the year 1 at University Ridge didn't go as well as it did, maybe. You add in Steve Stricker, did you use the word attempting to play in the event? I think he'll be okay. But maybe dominating the event is a better way to put it. But no, all reports are they're doing great, and they're going to have a banner year.
The growth of golf in the state in which we live, obviously we know we have certain restrictions and limitations governed by Mother Nature, but is the game growing to your satisfaction?
It's growing, but I don't think to my satisfaction.
Okay.
I wish it was growing quicker.
Okay.
I think we're doing a great job with the youth, the junior golfers. I think we're doing an okay job with getting women into the game, but I think we can always do better. And I think that's a big focus of what the PGA is trying to accomplish.
When you talk about your organization, how can you guys physically, through the drive, chip, and putt and those types of things, but how can you guys help to expose the game to younger people so that they hopefully become lifelong golfers?
One of the things we can do is support our members because they're out in the field, at the courses, at the ranges, and the stores, and provide them programs like the ones you mentioned, Junior League, Drive, Chip, and Putt, and that gets the kids involved and keeps them involved. You know, they see a lot of kids in that really young age group, but how do we keep them in the game?
Sure.
So it's not just they went for a week and that was it, or one summer and that was it. So one of the things we're focusing on doing is adding a lot more par 3 tour events to get those 6 to 9-year-old kids to actually play the game and get out there and play. So those are some of the big things we're working on.
What do you do with old curmudgeons like myself to try to keep them involved and maybe even competitive too? You know, I know you have senior events throughout the year, but I mean, to keep them where they're constantly wanting to be able to play with friends or, you know, people that they know from in and around the state.
I think you make the game accessible for sure. You know, we run about 12 Pro-Ams around the state and our big Pro-Am in Las Vegas in the spring of each year. And a number of our players are 60 and older in those events, so they still like to compete.
Careful now, that's age discrimination, okay?
One of the things we've done in the last few years, though, is added the option for the older players to play a forward tee, which we just wasn't on our radar screen. But enough people were like, hey, this isn't that fun anymore. Let us play where we play at our club. And we're like, of course. So we've kind of added that to the mix.
I'm not that far from that distance, okay?
I'm getting there.
You know, you talk about the events. Are there you know, hallmark events for you guys that you look forward to? Obviously, I know that Vegas would be one, but I know that you have other big events throughout the course of the calendar year.
Yeah, Vegas is kind of a kickoff to our year. It's in March every year. We've been doing it since '86. We've talked about it. The State Open is the biggest event we run as far as sheer number of participants, and you know we've got a new title sponsor this year, Morgan Stanley. The first place is going to be $10,000 for the first time ever. So that's probably the second one that we really look forward to every year. And then our section championship for our members only is the next big one.
The visionary that you are, Joe, as you look for what you want to accomplish for 2017, what would that be?
2 things. I want to see growth in our junior programs, and 2, we're working hard with the VA and the Wisconsin Legion to try to get the Veterans Golf Course back open in Tomah. It's been closed since the end of 2013. We'd love to see that back open as a learning facility and a place for veterans to go and play.
Super. Thank you for your time. Appreciate
Thanks,
it. All right. That's Tee to Green. We'll continue in just a moment.
Tee to Green is brought to you by Cleary Building Corp.